Let's just move on real quick because I still got to ask these two. Yeah. Okay, what about you? Good, bad, ugly for your professional field. And I know you're a porn star, right? So, yeah, for you.
Yeah, my dating life sucks. I ain't gonna
lie. What's the good, the bad, and ugly?
Well, the good is I get to travel. I get to go all over the world. People, like, just flaunt to me, and I just feel like I just get all the attention that I didn't get when I was little.
Okay. So, what's the bad?
Damn.
And I literally... Okay, so still the good. I didn't know who I was before porn. I literally stepped into my whole existence after I became sexually liberated.
So you found yourself.
Totally. I was lost. I was somewhere in there.
And now you're found.
Are you trolling us or are you serious right now?
No, I'm serious.
Okay, all right, go ahead. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I've been a lot of toxic people. I feel like broke dicks fuck better, so I always go for the.
No, that is a fact. That is a fact.
You say broke dicks fuck better?
Yeah.
Is that a t-shirt?
I fuck the rich guys when they pay me, but when I'm like by myself, like doing my own thing,
so
I
there's
fuck the
hope
guys
for the listeners. There's hope for the listeners.
Hey man, I'm broke.
All right. So,
I'm broke.
So
it's funny because we talked about this last week. Anytime you guys are paying a woman for her affection, I have a ton of friends and the female friends will tell me this guy's paying me for my affection, and they're always laughing at him. There's always something funny that he did. They're calling him autistic, calling names behind their back, and there's always another guy she's having sex with who isn't paying her. No. And there's always that situation that's happening. Huh?
Autism was not a slur, by the way.
What'd you say?
I'm a bit autistic. I have ADHD. I have all that.
Yeah, but what my point is that I knew when you said that, some guys pay you, that there's also going to be other guys that are like, they would never pay. And you would never consider asking them to pay you.
No.
Yeah, okay. So I just want to make sure this whole idea that there's two sort of modes that a woman has in her brain.
But my dating life, like, the guys I usually go for are toxic, so...
It's very enlightened.
All right, so the positive
very enlightened of you.
Just so I make sure I have this right.
By accident, I'm trying to work on myself. That's why I'm not dating anyone right now.
The positive is you found yourself, you get to travel and you meet people. All right, cool.
I've been all over the world. I've been to Hong Kong. I've been to Japan. I've been like...
And then with the bad is what, toxic men?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what's the ugly?
Well, yeah, I've been in domestic violence. I've been through all that. My parents were not good together. My father was an alcoholic, narcissist.
So your mom went through it and you saw it?
Yeah, she was a codependent.
Okay.
She
it wasn't you?
No.
They didn't, okay. So,
I stay away. I drink a little bit, but not.
Okay. All right. And then what about you? What's the good, the bad, and ugly?
You already asked me. You started off with me.
No. Well, you didn't specify because you were kind of talking and answering Mike's question. So tell us specifically, like, is the good, I guess, meeting people? Throuple?
Yeah, the good thing is meeting people. My dating life has been really good. I've been with my boyfriend for over a year. And
okay, but it's an open relationship.
No.
He's about to find out it is.
The one you cheated on?
We do everything together. No, he was
Can we get a whiteboard? Can we get a whiteboard? Okay.
I need a
boyfriend. Here we go.
Okay,
boyfriend, throuple. Okay. Other boyfriend broke up with a week ago, but this boyfriend a year.
Well, she just said that.
Both of them know.
So your boyfriend, the guy that you're in the throuple with. So I understand this. The guy that you're in this polygamous relationship with, he's okay with you seeing sugar daddies.
Yes.
Okay, and that guy that you saw for that week was a sugar daddy.
Well, we saw each other for like almost a month, but we dated
Did you like
for
buy
a
him
week.
a PlayStation or some shit like that?
Okay, so I'm just going to be honest with you. You do realize that this guy that you're calling your boyfriend doesn't give a fuck about you, right?
You know, yes, he does.
And he's broke. Don't forget.
I know. I was gonna say, do you guys commingle money? Do you guys commingle funds?
He's broke.
We do everything together.
He barely.
So you have a joint bank account.
Are you paying?
You guys get money together.
No, I'm not paying him.
Okay.
Like, no.
Are you paying for stuff?
But he has access to everything?
Is the dick that good?
Yes.
Obviously.
Obviously, yes.
It seems you ladies think that her guy is broke.
It's not about the money.
I have no idea.
It's not about money. It's not about the sex. It's the connection that we have.
What does the main guy do specifically?
It's about getting real murky.
Now he's my manager, but he does marketing. He
He's
does
your
a lot.
manager.
Girl, no.
Okay. So
he's a pimp.
So it's an open relationship.
All right.
Right.
No,
but so he allows you to see sugar daddy men.
Well, yeah, I mean, this all just happened in the last 15 days.
You know?
Like,
How
honestly,
old are
all of
you?
this I'm 26. It just happened. Everything that's been happening is just happened in the last 15 days.
Okay.
Because we were just living like a regular boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
So the good is you got your throuple. Is the bad, I guess, that
Y'all
guys
just
kinda
gonna
come in
believe
and out.
she's 26.
The bad, all the bad habits.
This is the time. Your 20s. Your 20s are for this. This is what your 20s are for.
Honestly, all the bad that happened to me was before I became a stripper and an OnlyFans girl.
It'd be like
I got I almost my ex-boyfriend almost beat me to death.
You're on the up.
Like it was.
Is he an MMA fighter or that was just raw
Don't
talent?
give us
No,
bad. Don't
he
give us
was
bad rap.
One guy
fucked up for you.
It was just a Marine.
Raw talent? Did you say raw
The
talent?
bad here you said was like just being in bad relationships.
Yeah, like
Okay.
honestly.
And then what's the ugly?
good-
And then what's the ugly? Because
don't-
you're a dancer, right? So like, what's the ugly?
I mean, the ugly would just be the Indians that come
Oh, Lord.
to the strip club.
We just turned racist here.
Not she put the
I want to hear
Indians on
more.
blast. The whole Eastern Asian community on blast.
Let's hear this.
Not with the windbreaker pants. They always got the windbreaker pants.
They come to the club and think I'm Indian, and they
Would you say the Indians play all your bills?
No, I get it.
They want to have sex for $200.
Ladies.
And there goes the other half of the chat.
When I try to, because you guys got to remember that this is a podcast, isn't like some normal conversation. So when you guys are all talking at the mic, it really hurts the quality of the show and what the audience can hear. So, all right. So your guy is your manager, and
And
he
my
lets
love
you
of my
have sugar
life.
daddies.
Like I'm gonna
Okay.
marry him. Like
And
we're
how
gonna
long
be
have you
together
guys-
forever. He
15
does not have
days?
that
How long?
option.
How long again?
15 days?
How long again y'all been together?
For a year, like
Okay.
and a half.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you
I'm just gonna
have
be
it-
very candid with you. He doesn't care about you. If he lets you have sex
Yes,
with other
he
men, he
does.
doesn't care
I
about you.
want to add
He's
in.
the only man that cares about me the most.
Yeah, I want to add
All
in.
the men of men.
It's a man.
So
We never
far.
could. If we love a girl, we'll never let a man have sex with her. We can have sex with other girls when we love someone. That's why threesomes are okay. But when you love a girl, we just can't. I mean, would you guys agree?
How old
I
is
could
he?
never let a girl I
I
love.
definitely
If it's a girl I'm fucking around with, I'll let her fuck my
I love
friends.
him, and I'm still letting him have sex with other
But
women.
yeah, but there's been girls that fucks around with that fuck my friends and stuff. If I love a girl, I'd never let her I never let a man touch her.
That's fact.
Yeah.
I think. Would you guys all agree with
because
that?
you just have a different
But the girls
mentality.
understand that. The girls
We just
understand
have
though
a
that we can go
different
fuck another
mentality.
girl. and
Yes,
still
he's
love
your
them.
manager. Can I ask you a question? Has he asked you to tattoo his name anywhere on the front hemisphere of your
Yes,
body?
he did. The smile told everything.
Why are you smiling?
She already have it.
He's your manager, and he had. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
We're not judging. We're concerned because you are young and impressionable.
Can I give you
It's
some
a fact.
advice? Nothing to be concerned about. Like this man, I love him. He loves me so much. But I mean, honestly,
I'm happy for
this is
you.
the best relationship I've had in my life.
That's awesome.
In my day, we called
And
it
there's
more to
communication
come.
is key, and like, we're like, we're just like very okay with a lot of
That's
things.
fine. You can
Can I
say
give
that,
some
but what
advice?
I'm telling you is 99% of men are not okay with their girl having sex with
yeah, I
other
mean,
men.
It's true.
'cause
If they care about
they're
her.
probably just not confident in
The only-
themselves.
I'm happy for you.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know
Oh.
about these people. I'm happy for you.
I'm happy.
I'm happy for you. You're happy for you.
Let me ask you a question. You said
Very
he's not
facetious.
confident. Those guys aren't confident in themselves. Let me ask you this. Who's the more confident guy? The guy that stands up to you and tells you, this is behavior I will not accept.
But
if you
he
go
met
out.
me
Let me
at-
finish
he
my
met
point.
me-
Let me
I'm
finish.
sorry.
He
Listen
met
to
you
the
at
question
Sapphire.
so you can properly respond. I'm telling you. Well, I'm asking you. Who's more confident? The man that puts boundaries on you and tells you that this is unacceptable if you have sex with other men? Or the guy that's indifferent to it and doesn't say anything because he's scared of how you might react?
I mean, he's not scared how I would react. I mean, he met me as a stripper. He
when
was
I asked
the one.
you again, who's more confident? The person that puts boundaries, doesn't care what you say, or the person that doesn't put boundaries for fear of what you might respond?
I mean, I would say like the one who has fear with what I would respond or wait, what?
Bro,
I'm like,
you're dumb as
what?
fuck, man. Holy
She's
shit.
young.
No.
Hey, be nice. She's
No,
young.
I'm
She's
not
figuring
dumb.
it
I'm
out.
not dumb.
We all were
I
not
heard the
dumb.
question like
Because
three
if I
times.
start talking to you in Spanish and you wouldn't understand, then you would be dumb. All right?
I'm
Okay.
speaking the English language
Okay,
here.
yes, but I'm.
I don't claim to be bilingual
Okay, yeah, I'm
with
bilingual.
Spanish.
I'm bilingual, so I'm like, no, I'm not stupid and I'm not dumb. Because if I started talking to you in any other fucking language, you would be dumb. So don't call me dumb.
Are you saying
You
if
are
you're-
dumb. You can't
asked-
comprehend the question.
From the beginning, you said to respect you, then I'm asking to send respect.
I asked you the question 2 to 3 times and rephrased it multiple times, and you don't understand.
I
So,
don't. Okay, then.
I don't know what to tell you.
Break down your question a different way, but I'm not dumb.
You are dumb. Anyway,
No, you're
going
dumb.
back to what I was saying. No, you're dumb.
You're dumb.
You mentioned earlier that that she's in her 20s and she should be doing this, right?
No. I said you're in your 20s and that's for that. Hopefully that's not what you choose to do.
That's
but
not what that's for.
Your 20s is
I would never
a learning
take a girl
experience.
serious 25 and older. 25 and
We're
older,
not talking about taking someone seriously. We're just talking about people in their 20s doing young, stupid shit like we all at this table have done.
That's the problem. Is 20s are not young, especially for a female.
Immature, whatever you want to call it. It's a youthful mentality.
26 is young.
26 is young.
Successful guys go.
Maybe not in guy world, but 26, you're a kid.
I know a very successful man who married a woman that is literally the same age as her, and he's a billionaire.
It happens.
And
we know a lot of billionaires around here. Like
she's beautiful.
But a lot of billionaires have no game. So there's some fucking. I used to live in San Francisco. There's some lame ass billionaires. I was still all the girls.
Billionaires.
You know what's interesting?
They would beg me to bring girls to their house because they had no game.
You know what? When I was going through this and I was looking at all the good for all the girls. Every single one of them alluded to being able to meet men of a higher status and being in rooms with people, etc. And I was like, oh wow, you're able to meet all these guys.
But they're gonna fuck them, not
How do you meet women?
Huh?
How do you meet women? Don't you meet women like this? So the same way how I meet men is by being in the same room as them. So like,
he's going somewhere. He's going
He
somewhere.
probably doesn't even meet women with the attitude that he carries.
Dang.
Nice. Anyway.
I'm just saying.
That was a great comeback. Yeah, that was a great comeback. It hurts my feelings. You do realize that men and women are different, right?
Totally.
I have a dick, I have a vagina.
So me being able to get in a room with successful men means I need to be able to provide some kind of value to be allowed to be in that room.
You have to be one of the
versus
successful
you.
men.
I could be pretty.
It's hard for us.
Yes.
I'm jealous of that.
Not at all.
Not jealous.
You tried to,
we made it in there.
You just tried to make an argument and conflate that a man being in a room with a bunch of millionaires is the same as a woman being in a room with a bunch of millionaires. You try to conflate the two, and I'm telling you.
Have you been in that
one
room?
has to be skilled and the other one doesn't. So it's very different.
That is a skill. Being beautiful, getting yourself to be in that room is a skill. That's not something that just happens. You have to know how to speak. You have to know how to
I thought you just know how to take pipe.
No, not at all.
Which you just have to lay down for, right?
Okay, let's say I take your skill set,
what it's
right?
all about.
Let's say I take a book out your page, a page out your book. Let's say I took your skill set, took your brain, and put it in a man's fucking body. Do you think you'd still be able to get into those rooms with those successful millionaires that you've met with and traveled and done all this?
I just said that. The reason why women...
Are we referring to us women or all women? Because there's women in the boardroom. There's women that can keep up the same with the men that are right up in there that can keep the conversation.
Those are usually the ugly ones. I just want to I hate.
So we're talking about pretty or ugly?
Not all the time.
No, so if you're talking about bosses
I just mean
want
keeping
what
up,
they want, right?
Sure.
And a part of being a boss and having a lot of money is convenience, right? You get things your way. So there's no way that you're generally looking for the woman who's like the board. She's on the board. She's a CEO. She's a boss babe. Because here's the reality of human existence. We use our best move, right? And so the reason that the ugly girls are successful is because that's how they get respect, attention.
I think there's a lot of beautiful, successful women. I think that's not fair. Nowadays, there's so many beautiful, successful women.
They all use their body and their looks to get in position.
It's a skill, though. Is it not a skill? Is it not a skill, then?
Wait, I have a question for you guys.
Ladies, look, because we're going on a tangent here.
Because men are thirsty for women's bodies.
You're going on a tangent.
And that's why I said we need to start beating up sex.
So we're fighting against human nature.
All I'm saying is that when all of you gave the good, pretty much all of you alluded in some degree to being able to meet higher status, successful men and getting in certain rooms.
Yeah, but without me doing porn or without me being a successful porn star, I would never even meet those people because they wouldn't care about me. They wouldn't care about a random girl
She
on the
keeping it
street.
real right now.
They care because I've been in movies. They care about that. They want to be around me.
And their looks bring something to the table because you don't want to be in the room with the ugly girl. So they're bringing the skills to the table.
I have a question for the guys. I have a question for the guys.
What I'm saying is that it's way easier for you as a woman to get in a room.
Easier? Yes! Hell yes, it's easier.
So let me finish my point before you guys interrupt me or anything else like that. It's way easier for you guys to go in a room. But you earlier were trying to say, well, how do you get in a room, blah, blah, blah. And that's ridiculous because for me to get in a room with successful men, I have to bring value. For you to get in a room with successful men, you don't have to bring any value.
This is value.
We are not the same.
This is value right here.
It is not value.
This is value.
It is not.
This is power.
It is not. And I'll tell you why.
To me, that is value.
It is not value, and I'll tell you exactly why. As he said earlier, props. Props are replaceable.
We are human beings. We are human beings, and you're a human being.
When men bring attractive women into a general location, they're bringing them in for their beauty. And beauty, unfortunately for you guys, is common. Successful men are not, however.
How about big dicks?
So
I like that. Not
why
every
are
man
you
has
giving
that.
low IQ responses to things that I'm
Because
saying?
I'm low IQ, apparently.
I can see that clearly.
Incredibly
I speak two languages
Exactly
too. Let's
why.
see.
Incredibly
If you were not a female, you would never be able to get in these rooms because you're a moron.
I'm a woman.
Holy shit. You're
You're saying
moron.
as a man, you just bring more aspects.
You must
more
bring value.
qualities
You must
to
bring
the
value.
table.
Women get to live in a world where they're fucking useless and still be able to get in rooms with successful men. I'm not angry about that, but I'm going to sit here and
Can
tell
think
you.
I'm
be useless.
useless.
Maybe
I don't think
can
I'm
be,
useless
not
at all.
are useless.
They can be
One thing
useless.
we
They
should
are
The
fun,
point
I'm
is,
cool.
there's
People
no
like
burden
being
of
around
performance.
me.
Like, look, she's still babbling. There's no burden of performance, okay? But as a man, you must bring value. I'm not saying that women don't bring value. I'm just saying you're not expected
This
to.
is the value.
That's fair.
more the
Just
beauty.
come.
Yeah, it's different.
And it's fine.
Clarifying.
So when she
It's
tried to sit here and conflate, well, you get in rooms with people, it's not the same at all.
Radically
You
different.
can't conflate
what
the
are
two.
your
Yeah, we would work our ass
thoughts
off for
on-
years to get
Well,
these
can you
places.
consider the
Everyone
fact
having
that
that.
she said her value is this, but every woman around the table also has breasts? Whereas in the case of Myron, like, okay, well, what's your value? He says, I have a background. I work high up in government. I did things that are
Fed.
important to national security. Okay,
One of the
Fresh,
biggest
what's your-
podcasts, too.
Right. And so we can all identify things that are. I don't
So
even
what does
know
that
who
make
said
you
that.
since you're on it?
I don't even know
I'm
who
a
said
loser.
that. But the point is,
Maybe someone said it.
we can identify a unique value add that is unique to us. So if a woman chose to be with Myron, Fresh, or Marquette, or anyone else here, they would say, okay, this thing about him like really turns me on about him. I like this thing about him. Whereas if you just limit yourself to saying like, this is my value, one, it's ironic because you're objectifying yourself as a woman, and two, you're limiting your value to something that every single other woman has.
Ooh, talk to the Marquette.
How about
I
you
can
speak?
see your point. I understand where you're coming from. I can full circle. I see the points.
So
you guys
how
are
about
trying
this?
to
How about
make.
this? There are some cases. I had 2 female squadron commanders in the Air Force. There's some times where women do have a burden of performance. There is no man who doesn't have a burden of performance, unless you are born incredibly rich or you live in your mother's basement and you've totally chosen to take yourself out. We all have a burden of performance, and so there are occasions where a woman is either very, very attractive or she's sitting there as a wife where she doesn't have a burden of performance. And the thing is, as a man, if we do that, then we end up with no sex, no money, no nothing.
And here's the other thing, too. I was going somewhere with this. The reason why I said that I found it interesting that all of you have been able to be in rooms with successful, attractive, handsome men, etc., that are worldly, etc. Only one girl here, I think, is married.
Two.
So what does that say?
Two.
Two.
Some people don't want to be
But
married.
she still sleeps with other guys, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So we don't
Sleep with other
call no
guys?
one.
yeah. And then she recently got married. So I just found it interesting that, like, all these women have access to the top tier guys, but they're not married. What does that say?
What does it say? I'm curious what you think it says.
We don't
What
want
do
to be
you
married.
think it says?
Okay.
I mean, I agree with you. I agree with your point. I don't think we should be objectifying ourselves. I think a lot of women that are beautiful and they don't have a brain, they use their body, and that's what they have to give. And there's a lot of beautiful women that have a brain, and there's also women that aren't good looking, and then they'll go and they'll get success. It's like the men who are 5 foot and then they end up being billionaires, and we'll settle for them because they got that. That's what they're bringing to the table. That's what you're bringing to the table. It's different. Yeah.
I found it funny that she said 5 foot billionaire, but I'm settling for that. Isn't that? Did you notice that?
Yeah, settled for a billionaire.
That's the truth.
But that's precisely why so many women stay single, is because they elevate their market
Such
worth
high
and think they
standards.
deserve more. When reality is they deserve less, man.
And when we're throwing around the term billionaire casually,
Yeah.
I think
I was
there's very
gonna say.
few people who have a strong enough grip on mathematics to know how astronomical that figure actually is.
I think they're all high millionaires, most of these guys.
Extremely different.
100
Right,
million.
exactly.
Sounds like
And then
I don't even know that
furthermore-
many billionaires.
Right? I'm like,
There's not that many. I know guys worth
I think
hundreds of
we only-
millions.
I think I only-
There are here. I was going to ask you guys this. There's 756 billionaires in the United
And they all
States,
know 'em.
and how many? And they know all. And my question is, guys, do you think a guy worth 4 or 5 million could make a woman think he's a billionaire?
Yeah,
It's
totally.
hard to
Yeah.
I'm a billionaire.
Yeah, I'm going to be all the way a million.
You can rent the
In fact,
jet. You
I'm
can
not
rent
talking-
the
I was listening
I'm not
very
talking about-
closely to her. Your guy's not a billionaire.
Yeah, I'm not talking about you, Lucy,
The
specifically.
guy you were talking about, he wasn't a billionaire.
I'm not talking about you specifically, Lucy.
When
But
we talk
not,
facts and opinions, that's an opinion.
there's
but I
not
said it's a fact.
there's 9 billionaires in the state of Nevada, and 4 of them are divorced women, or one of them, Sheldon Adelson's wife. So
for
in
her.
that case, my point is, I think often, most of the time, when I hear women say I've dated a billionaire, they're dating some guy maybe worth 2, 3 million and they
or their business deals with billions, but they don't have billions.
If I share details,
I don't know about yours.
I'm not talking about you, Lucy. I'm just saying I hear way too many women tell me that they're dating a billionaire and they don't know what that number means or how rare that is.
Yeah, and that's why when you were describing how he made his money, I was like, he's not a billionaire.
Do you guys remember?
Probably worth maybe 100 million, 200 million. But the thing is
that's
that
a lot of money still.
Let's just keep it $1 million. Most girls are terrible with fucking money. They don't understand how money works. 80% of the consumer base is female. 3/4 of debt is women.
Ooh.
So women suck with
girl
money.
math.
They suck with money.
So, do you guys remember the show that we did? It was Miguel was on the show with you guys, but it was Ken McElroy and George Gammon was on there, and Robert Kiyosaki was on there.
Yeah.
And then I think Justin Waller was in the room too, and we were all in the elevator, and we're like, how much money is in this elevator right now?
Yeah.
And I thought about that, and I go, if you looked around at all those guys that were there, I mean, with the exception of maybe Justin Waller, like if you looked at those guys just walking on the street, you would not say, that guy's a billionaire, I'm going to go after that guy. You would not know the difference whether that guy is. And the only billionaire, the close billionaire that was in that room was Ken McElroy.
Yeah.
All the rest of them, they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Because he said he made his money in real estate. That's why I got skeptical.
Yeah.
Because I'm in real estate.
Ken McElroy is the only billionaire I know.
You know how much property you have to control to have a net worth of $1 billion?
Yeah, there's not
That's why in my head I was like,
billionaires.
there's no way. Like, there's no way. He's probably worth a couple, maybe 100 million, 200 million.
There's some other things too, but I was nervous and I didn't want to go on a tangent, but.
I'm not sure. Well, and you got to remember, Ken McElroy remarried to a much younger woman.
If you're a woman making $60,000, you have not the foggiest idea of even what a millionaire is. And that's mostly what the case is. We have a lot of OF girls who are exaggerating their earnings, and they go on podcasts like this, and all of them act like they're balling. The average earning is $150 US per month. So the reality
for
is,
OF.
Yeah, and women, because they don't pay for things, especially when they're dating bosses, they don't know what things cost. I had a situation very quickly. I was dealing with a very good-looking young lady, Latina from the East Coast. She flew herself out, which I respect, because I'm not going to fly you out. She flew herself out, and I had a number of things arranged. It was Super Bowl weekend in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Super Bowl weekend.
So it was an expensive ticket too. Much respect.
So not only is everything expensive, I'm doing everything A1, right? So hotel.
Can you
top
please
of
stop
the
with the low IQ comments on the side? If he's speaking, shut up. Like, let him talk.
So,
incredible.
Long story short, at the end of the night, and I got 2 places in Vegas, right? And so I have a hotel set up with her, and I'm not going to pressure anybody. You know, like if there's a flow, there's a flow. If there's not a flow, let's carry on, right? So we had a 2-night situation. So I drop her back off at valet, and I said, do you want me to come up, or shall we say good night? I'll see you tomorrow morning. She says, why don't you come up? And then first thought in my head, I was like, okay, cool. You're trying to get maxed out. So I go upstairs, we're chopping it up, and then eventually, and when we sit down, it's the most awkward thing on earth. So there's this huge couch. I sit down in the middle. She sits down all the way at the edge. I never seen anything like this in my entire life. I was like, this is weird as hell. Now, as I said, I'm not going to press it. So we have like 5 minutes of conversation. I'll say, hey, I'll see you tomorrow for breakfast. We'll do X, Y, and Z. I'll see you in a bit. She's like, whoa, where are you going? Why are you leaving? I was like, because you're sitting as far as humanly possible without sitting on the floor. Mm-hmm. Like, you're sitting as far as possible. I was like, so I'm too valuable to be in a #MeToo scenario. I'm too valuable to be in a you pressure me. None of it. So I'm leaving. Why are you leaving? Let's talk about it. Oh, there's nothing to talk about. It's 1 a.m. and you invited me up to the suite at 1 a.m. There's not much to talk about at 1 a.m. I was like, you are supposed to be getting smashed right now. Oh. And if you don't want to get smashed, then fantastic. I'm going to leave. But we're not going to sit and patty cake and chop it up. I got a number of events tomorrow. We can talk then. No, wait, hold on and talk. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm booking you a flight. What? Yeah, I was like, yep, I'm booking you a flight. You're flying out as soon as possible. Then she gets back to the East Coast and she texts me like, hey, I kind of thought about it. I understand. I want to pay you back for what you spent. Now, mind you, she flew herself out. Yeah. She said, I want to pay you back for what you spent, right? VIP Super Bowl tickets, the best suite in Crockford's, which is an ultra luxury resort, dinner, everything the finest, right? I think she sent me like $400. Which
ended up playing girl math. That's what you're getting at.
She sent like $400, and I respect the fact that she tried, and I understand that this means something in her income, but I was like, I paid that to valet to park my car. Yeah. I paid that to valet and mind you, valet is free for me.
Yeah.
That was a tip to the valet. And it just annoyed me because I was like, see, like, we work so damn hard to get in position, and you can never appreciate it because you do not comprehend. Yeah. You want to say millionaire, you don't know what a millionaire is. Like, and it annoys me because, and then a girl will get a guy like me, and then she's like, oh, you work so much. Do you think I'm successful from not working? They all actually want an influencer so that the guy makes money while showing his cool lifestyle. Which I think most of these guys are broke anyways. But I say that to say women do not have the foggiest idea of what true prices are, what it really takes to earn, the value of $1, and what a millionaire lifestyle is. Because I have $1 million in just cars. So people want to say they're a millionaire. They couldn't afford my cars and still be a millionaire. That's a lot of money, but women expect you to be able to switch a car. You know, they expect you to be able to get in here and get in there, and they don't realize how much it actually takes. And also, if you're living an Instagrammable lifestyle, how far $1 million does not go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
That's because women marry a lifestyle, not the man.
That is true.
They want the lifestyle.
It's just really crazy to me how often women are fooled. Like, oh yeah, I talked to this guy at the strip club and he owns Bitcoin. They're like, he's the president of. I heard a girl, I swear to God, a stripper at the Reiner say he's the president of Bitcoin. That's amazing. Like, it's like when you hear shit like that, it's like, bro, what the fuck is it? And they just get fooled. And then the other one is the guy who's doing something illegal or knows he's got to get his money out of there quick or doesn't want to pay taxes on it. We call it the drug dealer effect. So this guy has a ton of free time. He's got to spend his money really quick.
Talk about
and
it.
the girl feels like, oh, I'm dating a millionaire or a billionaire, and she's not. She's dating a dope dealer, and she doesn't have any of. And he has plenty of time. Then all of a sudden she finds a dude who's a square. He's not spending as much money because he's putting in a 401k, and she's like, he's boring. It's like, no, this guy right here is going to be generationally wealthy. You're dating a guy who's about to do 5 to 10